We have a different kind of love story for you on this Valentine's Day. It's about the love of friendship.
And the importance of getting together with close friends as often as possible. Ted Perry is in studio with more on that.
Ben and Ashley, thank you. How many times do we say to friends, hey, let's grab lunch soon, or we really need to get together, and then something always comes up, right? Well, as photojournalist Eric Litzheim and I recently found out, sometimes you just got to make it happen, even if it's work to do so.
Bye-bye, buddy.
It's late on a Friday afternoon, and Riley Enright is scurrying to get out of the house.
Bye, honey.
He's scheduled a 4 o'clock board meeting, and he can't be late. So it doesn't help that in his haste to be on time,
This is truly standard operating procedure.
he's forgotten the agenda. Back on track, he briefs us on other members of the board,
Little Jimmy Hole. One guy is Mike Kenna. Another guy, Larry Myrold.
who goes by Laird,
And we've known each other for 30-some years.
and why he's so anxious to get to a meeting so close to the final hour of the work week.
Honest to goodness. See, we've been doing this for about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years or in that area. But actually, this is something I look forward to.
The insurance executive's enthusiasm might have something to do with the fact that the boardroom is really a nearby bar,
Hello. Right over there.
and that his board meeting is actually a weekly happy hour with 3 guys he's known for decades.
Shall we bring the meeting to order?
But that agenda bit, oh, it's very real and very thought out.
So, first, Packers playoff. Who watched that game last week? Best rivalry in sports. This was a chuckler for me. El Nino went AWOL. Light beer mints.
You hear about these?
No. Oh, I don't hear about heating the...
These old friends have been meeting for years, but it was Laird, who's absent tonight, who insisted that some order was needed to avoid conversations that had turned, well, rambling.
He said, well, I'm going to keep track of what we're talking about. And then he goes, we should have an agenda to keep everyone on track so we know what we're talking about.
And it wouldn't be long before millions would know what they'd be talking about.
Hands me 4 pieces of paper put together with a paper clip, and he hands me the agendas. And I was like, oh my God, this is real.
Riley Kenzie, who works for a comedy streaming platform in Los Angeles, was home in Wisconsin in late 2022 when she first saw the weekly Talking Points.
And I was like, this is so funny. It's adorable. And then I was like, my friends have to see this because they love my dad. And so how could I not? This is gold.
And soon after this first tweet,
It was crazy when it blew up.
it was more than just her close friends who look forward every Friday to knowing what topics were on tap. The internet grew increasingly curious about conversations that spanned sports, pop culture, to home maintenance hassles. Her dad, though, was unimpressed.
When I told my dad I was on Instagram, he goes, what's Instantgram?
We don't know, like we said, like Pam said, none of us go on to that site.
Yeah, you're not on.
I don't even know what it
None
is.
of you have an Instagram account.
A recent social media post by Kenzie about the weekly meeting was seen by more than 18 million people, which this reporter had to explain to the leader of the Gab Four.
1 million people engaged, which means they either liked it, retweeted it, or commented on it.
You know, in a way, that's almost a sad state of affairs.
How come?
Well, because seriously, this is what people are looking at.
Not just looking at, but longing for.
Speaking of garage doors, I left mine wide open last night.
Attaboy.
I'm happy to report I'm still alive and nothing was taken.
The weekly comments show an appreciation and a yearning for this kind of connection.
Can my dad Zoom call in with your dad and his buddies?
Dad and his friends rule, and I can only hope to be as relatively
As
awesome.
soon as we see this post, we stop what we're doing so I can read it out loud.
An in-person bowl session that during COVID disappeared for so many and never returned.
Keep posting this. It's what I strive for.
Each week, I'm delighted by your dad's agendas.
The things that do hit me the hardest and that really resonate and like I can feel in my heart when I see them are people talking about their relationships with their parents and their dads.
I'm just going to read you some of the quotes. Great group of guys. This is my favorite. And they look like a hell of an offensive line. That's one of my favorites.
There's a principle in science that says just observing an object changes the nature of that object, but it does not apply here.
We're not really attuned to people that are watching us. We're just, being ourselves and not having to, try to do anything special.
Do you get a kick out of the fact that so many people love it, though?
I don't care. I personally.
Not that they haven't seen some perks. Bud Light noticed the bottles in one post and sent a case of swag. They talked about their love of the show Reacher once, and the show picked up their bar tab that week. So sure, they throw out some suggestions.
And I know damn well why little Jimmy Ho's got Modelo on the list today.
How you doing?
Speaking of hints, people often ask if they could crash the party.
You met these guys, right?
And the answer is always a non-committal sure, with a suggestion to reconnect with people in your own circle.
Your heart goes out for those people, It's just, I wish I had a group that I could get together with, and it's almost like you want to be a guiding force to saying, well, my God, go, yes.
Happiness is a board meeting that's never boring. A group of friends talking about everything and nothing, and laughter that proves to be the best medicine. That's it. That's the list.
Ellen makes my good eye cry. I'll tell you what.
Some great laughter with some great guys there.